when we drill down to it, I wanted to kind of get maybe give me an example of a client where they just killed it in a partnership with you. You guys just were in sync. And what are one or two things that kind of stand out about them? Because you worked with Federated and now you work with USI and you've seen a lot of clients, and there's some of those partners that just get it and they just are like, let's go. And you accomplish some great things. So what does that kind of partner look like?
So there's a company that I have in mind that there was kind of like a kind of full circle. When I started working with them, lots of claims issues, lots of injuries, lots of stuff that was taking place. The company wasn't as profitable as they would hope.
Yeah.
And then really kind of where that culture change came into place was the ownership group. They read this book called Traction, which I've read parts of it, but not all of it, but really just created ownership amongst the entire workforce, which they had it varied anywhere between 125 and 150 people. But really, instead of it just being this top-down approach where, the CEO is saying, we're going to do this, really let the open door policy take place and really let the employees kind of buy in, and seeing what a safety meeting would look like, where you would have employees, they would come up with problems themselves instead of it being, the risk managers, kind of reading through kind of your basic forms and hearing, a tech that maybe had been, with them for 15 years, make an admission that, hey, I'm so sorry, but this new ladder holder on my van, I didn't actually know how to use how to kind of strap it down. It was a new one and I was too embarrassed to admit that I didn't know how to put it together, and it almost fell off the freeway, which no one got hurt, but hey, let's talk about it. And that was an opportunity. Let's go through it where I think I've seen other companies where they get worried that if I speak up, I'm going to get disciplined or I'm going to get in trouble, and seeing everybody kind of row the boat in the same direction and working through and seeing a financials to see, oh my gosh, this is where they're at, and at this point, and then how they were. And then unfortunately, they were so successful, did so well, they ended up getting sold by private equity, and seeing how that later turned into more of a decision of like, let's make purely dollars and cents instead of what's right for the whole company. So kind of was a full circle deal. So,
but the management got serious. They had a little humility maybe in realizing that they don't have all the answers and they need to get answers from the people on the ground floor, right? And pull that in. I'm kind of hearing that, you seeing that, and I also think there was an intentional effort to communicate better and to really draw out people and not have people have consequences for talking about things.
When the receptionist has the same voice as the CFO, I think that's really cool.